Hello, callers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to this interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some very important stories, starting with President Joan Laporta, who just held a very important press conference earlier today, where he elaborated and spoke about, the depth of the crisis so far, the economic crisis of Barcelona, and slammed former President Jose Maria Bartomeu, for the gross mismanagement of the club, and of course with many related issues, because as from what he said, guys, things are not getting any better for Barcelona. Things are getting worse. The gross amount of debt we are in is just incredible. So we are going to be discussing much more on that as we move ahead. Then to conclude, we are going to be talking about Jordi Alba in a recent interview he had with Mundo Deportivo, where he confirmed his full commitment to Barcelona this season and for many more seasons to come. Of course, we know this guy has been linked with a transfer away from the Camp Nou for the last 12 months or so, and he continues to show his love for the club and commitment, even though he has not even accepted that wage cut up to now. Even though Gerard Piqué yesterday, emphasized that the other captains will accept that. So we're still waiting. So we're going to be discussing on that Jordi Alba interview as we progress. So guys, as we get ready to discuss those stories, please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and also endeavor to watch this video right up to the very end. President Joan Laporta provided an elaborate press conference earlier today, highlighting the depth of Barcelona's economic crisis. The sudden address to the media was a direct response to former President Jose Maria Bartomeu's open demand to the board in a letter earlier this week, in which, he was blaming Laporta for the crisis, wiping his shoulders clean. Can you imagine? The president started this conference referring to the situation when his board took over at the club's offices. He said, "The first thing we had to do when we arrived was to ask for a loan of 80 million euros because otherwise we could not have paid salaries." He elaborated on the situation at that time by saying, "We also found that we had to do some urgent repairs to the Camp Nou because otherwise it posed a risk to the attending fans. We also found out that the club had already received 50% of the TV rights fees in advance." So the next topic that Laporta addressed was the wage bill situation when his board took over by saying, "We found the wage policy in the form of an inverted pyramid. Veterans had long contracts and young stars had short contracts." He also slammed Bartomeu's claims that the previous board had ensured massive wage cuts by saying, "The reduction of 68 million euros in salaries sold by the previous board is not all that. We have found those millions in different types of bonuses in the new contracts." He then provided figures to explain the state of the finances, saying that the impact of the pandemic was 91 million euros and that the wage bill was 103% of revenue. He added that the net worth of the club was a negative 451 million euros. That was incredible. "We have found that disproportionate payments have been made to intermediaries, not even agents." Laporta then slammed Bartomeu for writing a letter full of lies. He added, "Bartomeu's letter is an effort to justify management that is unjustifiable. It is an exercise in desperation. They are responsible for everything until March 7th. They will not escape their doing." Then Laporta went on to add that the debt of the club was 1.35 billion euros, and blamed the entire situation on the previous board. He said, in his letter, Bartomeu spoke about a further 90 million euro salary, cut that he planned, but the players didn't even want to talk to him. Moreover, the wages that were lowered were just carryovers. Laporta continued, "They received 222 million euros for Neymar and they spent it at the speed of light and disproportionately, and now we found ourselves with skyrocketed salaries," explaining how Bartomeu mismanaged the funds received through the Brazilian sale. The press conference concluded with Laporta talking about the current negotiations with captains for a salary reduction. He said, "We talked to the captains regarding wage cuts. Now we are going to talk to the others." So guys, when we look at this situation as a whole, that things have been getting messed up with the recent figures that Laporta have just announced concerning our debt, 1.35 billion. It's something to be worried about. Laporta has a lot of work now on his shoulders to clean up this mess. Of course, I can say people can judge Laporta's presidency from the effort that he can put, to bring this club the way it was before. And of course, we don't expect the many things to happen this season. We don't expect magic to happen this season. We know we took our players through free transfers. Nothing great happened. Messi left and our hearts were broken. All this because of Jose Maria Bartomeu. That is all the root cause. And we hope that the root of this matter is taken into account and he faced the charges in court, whatever happens to him. But we know that Laporta has a lot of work to be done. And as I said, this season is not going to be an easy season for us. Of course, we started the season very well, winning our first game in La Liga. But we need to just keep our fingers crossed and keep supporting our club. Barcelona will always remain our club, no matter what they do. Of course, management come and they go, but Barcelona is bigger than everything. Then it still kind of baffles me that former president Bartomeu still have the effrontery to even write a letter and send, defending himself after all this mess, and worst of it all, blaming it to Laporta. I still don't understand how or why will he even say so in the first place. And of course, meaning he does not even take into account the fact that he is responsible for all this mess. And of course, he needs to face the consequences of his actions, to be honest. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, Barcelona defender Jordi Alba has confirmed his full commitment to the club this season. The Spanish international has been linked with a move away from the Catalan Giants in the last 12 months as the club looked to reduce their wage bill. However, following the departure of Lionel Messi from the club this month, the 32-year-old has been promoted to the role of joint captain at the Camp Nou. Alba's experience will be vital in the coming months as Ronald Koeman aims to keep his squad on track in the 2021-22, and the ex-Valencia defender has no plans of moving on in 2021. Going by what he said in that interview with Mundo Deportivo, my predisposition for Barcelona has always been total. I've been here all my life, 10 years in the first team and 8 in the youth team. I can speak for myself and for the president. We are all going in the same direction. As Gerard Piqué said, the predisposition is always the same. Now it will be our turn and there should be no doubt about us. I am totally committed to Barcelona. Vice-Captain Piqué has reportedly already agreed to take a 50% wage cut amid an ongoing crisis at the club following Messi's departure. Alba and the other senior stars are due to sit down for emergency talks in the coming days to negotiate a wage reduction package, with key players rumored to be open over a salary cut. So when we look critically in this interview, you see a guy talking about commitment to the club. He's been there for a long time, talking about love for the club. But we want this guy to show that love and commitment by announcing that he has taken a wage cut. Because up to now, it's only Gerard Piqué that has made his own official, but the other veterans are still silent. Jordi Alba was even the least. And if he is talking about this, then let's just hope and let's just be expecting that anytime from now he can announce that he has taken a pay cut. Because it's not just by mouth, by saying that you are committed to Barca, you don't want to leave, but you need to know that how will the club succeed? How will the club go forward with the financial turmoil they are in currently? So you can show that by action, by taking a wage cut. So we just hope Jordi Alba makes that bold step, like what Piqué have just done, to take that wage cut and help our beloved club move forward. So guys, with that we come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video and also hope you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so, please make sure to do so. Until next time, bye bye.